Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to create card number 9 of my Holiday Head Start series, and we are going to be using this stamp set from C&CT Stamp. It is called Gnome for the Holidays. It's a larger stamp, but there's fun sentiments in here. I love gnomes. Don't you guys just love gnomes at Christmas? So sweet. This set actually came in a card kit last year. Didn't get the chance to play with it, but I'm super excited to create a card with it today. So we're going to bring in some cardstock and do some stamping. Breaking out the Misty just makes it easier for me, believe it or not. I get heavy-handed on left or right side of my blocks, and so the Misty just helps with that. I'm taking the gnome with the little Santa hat or the elf hat, and then also 2 of the presents that are in the stamp set. We're stamping with Memento Tuxedo Black ink on some Nina Classic Crest Solar White cardstock. Both of these are great for Copic markers, and so that's what we're going to use to color in our image today. Let's zoom in. I'm going to play a little music while I color. I left the caps out, and I also listed them in case it's a little blurry. But when I'm done coloring, I will catch you back. Okay, coloring is just about done. I'm out of music, so I gotta come back. But I just used some greens. So the greens that I used are kind of like a blue green, and then I also used my reds to create my little Santa here, and he's so cute. Now there is a coordinating die set. C&CT Stamp has a bundle, and then they also sell the stamp and the die set separately. And so I'll list the bundle and the stamp and die separately down below in case you guys want the dies or the combo. But let's fussy. I don't have the dies, so I'm going to fussy cut them out. Pretty easy to fussy cut. I did leave a little bit of a border. When you stamp the presents, they're actually together. I separated them when I fussy cut it. I'm not sure if the die will cut them out together or not, so that's why I mentioned that. Okay, we're going to play with pattern paper today. I haven't did a DSP paper play series in a while, so I thought we'd kind of do both of these using pattern paper and create a holiday head start card, kind of 2 series together. So I'm just grabbing some pattern papers. I wanted to create a wood grain background, so I grabbed that, and then this red print has the Christmas text on it. Then I have like a 2-toned green, and I'm going to bring in one that has a multicolor print and create a little banner with that in the background. We are going to take the largest of my double stitched rectangle dies and create my background panel. This die will actually leave me a little bit of a border around my card base, and so I wanted the wood grain to be at a diagonal. So I'm placing kind of a waste of paper, but I really wanted that diagonal look in the background. My centerpiece is going to be a little bit on the square side, so if you have a diagonal, it kind of just looks nicer to me. So I die cut that out. Next, I'm taking the red print pattern paper, and we're going to trim a strip that is 1 1/4 inches. I just trimmed the width of my paper pad, which is a 6x8 paper pad, and the pad that I'm using is from Pink Paislee. It's actually called Together for Christmas. I tried to find it for you guys, but all I could find was a collection pack. I'll list the collection pack down below because it has the same pattern papers. I think it might be a little bit of a bigger scale because they're on 12x12 sheets. But I'll list it anyway in case you guys were interested in the pattern papers I used. Okay, I had scored down the middle of that red print pattern paper, and then I'm going to take one of my fishtail banner dies and die cut out a banner with this print here. I scored this piece because I want to sandwich it, kind of create a little tag. And so you don't have to do this. You could just cut a little bit, maybe a 3/4 inch strip, and place it on the top of your cardstock here. But I like to sandwich it. Just creates a little bit more of a heavy weight. And I just think it just seems nicer to me. I don't know. You can't see it after you adhere it, but I still like to do this to the tops of my tags. I'm going to trim off the excess. And then once I have this done, I'm going to bring in my corner rounder. I thought we would corner round the bottom of our panel, but we are going to stamp our sentiment first. Sentiment, there's lots of sentiments in the stamp set. I'll have to do with Gnome, and I just wanted a simple one that says Merry Christmas. So we'll grab this. I'm going to stamp with my VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and we're going to stamp in the upper left-hand corner of our tag here. We'll just ink that up and use the block to stamp it. Once that's stamped, we're going to bring in our corner rounder. Gotta flip it around here. This is about maybe, I would say, a 1/4 inch, maybe a 1/3 inch quarter rounder. It's from Fun Stamper's Journey, and I'll list it below. It's a really nice one. And actually, I use pretty heavyweight cardstock, and this will trim the corners beautifully when I don't have to open up my card base to trim the corners. Well, you'll see here in a minute. Okay, corners are rounded. Next, to create my tag, we're going to make a special tag. I'm going to actually take my white gel pen and mark 2 little dots, because we're going to add, I have tons of, I don't know about you guys, can't get rid of some of my craft stuff, but I do have lots of eyelets. And so we're going to add some eyelets to our little tag here. We're going to kind of decorate where the eyelets are going to go with some green circles. Bring a little green into our panel here. Now I'm using a 3/4 inch circle punch. I use these punches actually for my Distress ink colors, but I thought the 1/2 inch would work a little bit better because the 3/4 inch went from top to bottom on that red strip. 1/2 inch is going to look a little bit better for me. So we're going to use the tape runner and add them just over the white dots that we created, kind of evenly space them. And then I'm going to take my crocodile here, and we're going to punch some holes using the smaller side. Punch some holes. Now I didn't center. I guess I should have dotted the center of the green and not the red below it, but that's okay. You know what? We're going to add some white eyelets, and it's not exactly perfectly centered, but when you add your string or twine to it, you can't even tell. I'm going to just secure my eyelet, and then we're going to grab another one. I'm using white, and then we'll add another one here on the right side, left side. It's kind of upside down. Okay, you can see how they're not completely centered, but that's okay. I'm going to bring in some white twine. I'm using some whipped cream thread from Fun Stamper's Journey. It's a really nice twine, guys. I'm going to thread it through, and then pull it around the back and thread it up through, and then we're going to tie a bow. We're going to, since our sentiment's off to the left, we're going to tie the bow a little bit to the right, just for a little bit of balance, and then I'm going to keep the tails of my twine a little bit long, just because I like the way that looks. Okay, let's flip over these little guys. We're going to add foam adhesive behind our little gnome and the presents, and then we're going to add them to our little tag here. We'll just remove the release paper and add this guy first, kind of placing him a little wonky. Isn't he cute? And then we're going to add the stripe present just below his left foot here, and then we're going to add this present right next to the other present. If you wanted to add a little snowbank on the bottom, you could, but I just think this is pretty grounded. Okay, we're going to flip this over. I have my foam squares out, so we're just going to add foam squares behind this tag, and then we're going to bring in our card base. I'm actually going to bring in my corner rounder. Let's corner round the bottom of our wood grain pattern paper and our card base. Was going to leave it square, but thought we should round the corners. So we're going to just round the bottom of the wood grain here, and then my like I said, my cardstock is pretty heavy duty, and this punches through both layers, which is a nice punch. Although I do have to say I have a corner chomper, and it's on the duller side. I know you guys have said use foil on the corner chomper, it'll sharpen it up, and I haven't did that yet. But that little corner router from Fun Stamper Journey works great too. Okay, let's add our wood grain panel. And then I did die cut out the tag with our pattern. I'm going to cheat a little bit and lengthen our banner here. I think I called it the tag, but I'm going to lengthen our banner by cutting it in half. Adding the top piece to the top, and then we're going to lower it about a ½ an inch just so it's a little bit more even. And when you add your tag right in the middle, covering that open space, you can't even tell that it's not one piece. So we're just cheating a little bit. Nice way to lengthen your little fishtail banners here. We'll place our tag right in the middle. Lovely. I think he's so cute. Okay, this is basically done. All I have left is want a little bit of sparkle, so I'm going to bring in some sequins. These are from Jelly Bean Soup, and they're adhesive back sequins. I don't think they sell them no more. Maybe at the Jelly Bean Soup shop. I know Amazon used to, but I don't think they have them anymore. But if you have any kind of red sequins, throw them in there. I think it adds a nice little sparkle touch. And then kind of went outside the lines of the coloring of my gnome. So I'm going to touch it up one more time with my white gel pen. Then I'm also going to highlight my little gnome's hat, my little gnome's body here, and then the green present to the left. You'll see here in the pictures. But that's card number 9, guys. I think this is my final card for my Holiday Head Start series. I started it kind of late, but I'll be jumping in to the Countdown to Christmas series pretty soon. So keep a lookout for that. Have a fabulous day. Thanks for joining me. We will see you again soon. Bye-bye.